Love's landmine. Falling for someone who's already committed. When you fall in love with a married person, have you ever felt your heart skip a beat for someone who's already spoken for? Maybe you have found yourself dreaming about a coworker who mentions their spouse in passing, or perhaps you have developed feelings for a long time friend who's been wearing a ring all along. If so, you're not alone. Today we are diving into the thorny topic of falling for someone who's already married. Falling in love with a married person is like trying to fit a square peg in a round hole. It might seem like it could work if you push hard enough, but in the end, you're left with damaged pieces and a whole lot of frustration. It's a situation that's as old as time, yet it continues to ensnare countless hearts in its thorny grasp. In this video, we'll explore why these feelings develop, the potential consequences of pursuing them, and most importantly, how to navigate this emotional minefield without blowing up your life or someone else's. Whether you are currently grappling with these feelings or want to be prepared if they ever arise, this video will be your compass through these treacherous waters. It's like number one, the allure of forbidden fruit. We have all heard the saying, the grass is always greener on the other side. When it comes to falling for someone who's married, that grass can look downright emerald. But why? First off, there's the thrill of the chase. Humans are wired to want what we can't have. It's like being told not to push the big red button. Suddenly, all you can think about is how good it would feel to give it a little nudge when someone's off limits. Our brains often kick into overdrive, convincing us they are the most desirable person on the planet. Then there's the rose tinted glasses effect because you're not in a full time relationship with this person. You don't see their flaws up close. You don't have to deal with the dirty socks on the floor or listen to them snore like a freight train. Instead, you get to imagine a perfect version of them airbrushed by your own fantasies. For example, imagine a teacher who starts developing feelings for a married parent volunteer. She only sees this person during school events, always dressed nicely and on their best behavior. She doesn't see the arguments they have at home or the way they leave dishes in the sink for days. It's easy for her to build up that idealized version of this person in her mind. Lastly, there's the ego boost. If a married person seems interested in you, it can feel like you have won some sort of competition. Look at me. Your brain whispers, I'm so irresistible that even someone who's taken can't help but be drawn to me. It's like being handed a gold star for your attractiveness. And who doesn't love a gold star? But remember, just because something's shiny doesn't mean it's valuable. That gold star might just be fool's gold, leaving you with nothing but tarnished hands and a bruised heart. Number two, the reality check. It's not all moonlight and roses. Now let's pull back the curtain on this fantasy and take a hard look at reality. Pursuing a relationship with a married person isn't just morally questionable. It's a recipe for disaster with more ingredients than a celebrity chef's kitchen. First up, let's talk about the guilt. Unless you're completely devoid of conscience, in which case, maybe seek some professional help. Being involved with a married person is going to weigh on you. It's like carrying around a backpack full of rocks. It might seem manageable at first, but over time, it's going to wear you down and cause some serious damage. Then there's the secrecy. At first, sneaking around might feel exciting, like you are in your own personal spy movie. But after a while, it becomes exhausting. You can't post about your relationship on social media. You can't introduce them to your friends or family. You can't even go out in a public without looking over your shoulders. It's less James Bond and more Mr. Bean trying to hide a turkey on his head. Consider the story of a business executive who fell for his married colleague. At first, stolen moments in the office and secret lunch dates felt thrilling. But soon he found himself constantly lying to his friends about why he was always busy, making up excuses for why he couldn't bring a date to events, and living in constant fear of being discovered. The stress started affecting his work performance and his health. What had started as an exciting romance turned into a constant state of anxiety. And let's not forget about the other people involved. There's the spouse who's being betrayed, potentially children whose lives could be turned upside down, and friends and family members who might get caught in the crossfire. It's like setting off a relationship grenade. The blast radius is much wider than you might think. Lastly, there's the future to consider. Where exactly is this relationship is going? Are you content to be the side piece forever? Are you hoping they'll leave their spouse for you? And if they do, can you really trust someone who's shown they're capable of such betrayal? It's like building a house on quicksand. No matter how nice the structure might look, it's on a foundation that's bound to sink. The number three, the narcissist playground. When married people prey on singles, now let's talk about a particularly nasty character in this drama. The married narcissist who deliberately seeks out relationships with single people. This isn't your garden variety, oops, I got feelings situation. No, this is more like a lion stalking its prey, except instead of a majestic predator, imagine a overinflated balloon animal with delusion of grandeur. These narcissistic nullies and egoistical eddies are masters of manipulation. They'll spin tales about their awful spouse who just doesn't understand them, or how they are trapped in a loveless marriage. It's like listening to a soap opera, except the star is an emotional vampire trying to suck you dry. They'll shower you with attention and make you feel like the most special person in the world. It's as if they have studied The Bachelor and decided to recreate in real life, minus the roses and plus a whole lot of lies. They might tell you you are their soulmate, the one they have been waiting for all their life. It's enough to make you feel like you're floating on cloud nine. But honey, that's not a cloud. It's a fog of deception. For instance, consider the case of a personal trainer who got involved with a married client. This client would constantly complain about their spouse, painting themselves as the victim of a cold, unfeeling partner. They would text the trainer at all hours, telling them how much they meant to them, how they had never felt this way before. The trainer felt special, chosen, but in reality, they were just the latest in a long line of ego boosts of this narcissistic kind. These narcissists are like emotional con artists, and the game is catch and release. They'll reel you in with sweet talk and promises, keep you on the hook with just enough hope to keep you interested, but never actually leave their spouse. Why would they? In their twisted mind, they got the best of both worlds. the stability of a marriage, and the ego boost of an affair. And when you finally wise up and try to leave, oh boy, buckle up for the guilt trip of the century. Suddenly, you're the bad guy for abandoning them. It's like being accused of theft by someone who's actively picking your pocket. Remember, these narcissistic Nellies are egoistical eddies, aren't looking for love. They are looking for admiration, for validation, for a mirror to reflect back their own perceived greatness. You're not a person to them. You are a prop in their own personal drama. And trust me, that's not a play you want a starring role in it. Number four, the fork in the road, making a decision. So you have found yourself at a crossroads. On one side, there's the path of pursuing this married person paved with the glittering promise of forbidden love. On the other, there's the road of walking away, which might look a bit dull and lowly in comparison. But remember, not all that glitters is gold, and sometimes that less flashy path is the one that leads to true happiness. Let's break down your options. Options A: pursue the relationship pros, excitement, passion, feeling special. Cons: guilt, secrecy, uncertain future, potential to hurt multiple people, risk of being manipulated. Option B: walk away pros, clear conscious, freedom to find a healthy relationship, self respect, avoiding drama. Cons: short term heartache, feeling of loss. When you lay it out like that, it's pretty clear which option is healthier in the long run, isn't it? But I know the heart wants what it wants. Emotions aren't always logical. So let's talk about how to make this decision in a way that honors your feelings while also protecting your future happiness. First, take a step back and try to view the situation objectively. Imagine your best friend came to you with this dilemma. What would you advise them to do? Sometimes it's easier to see clearly when we are not in the thick of the situation ourselves. Next, think long term. Where do you want to be in 5 years, in 10 years? Is pursuing this relationship going to help you get there? Or is it more likely to leave you with a trail of regrets? Consider the story of a young artist who fell for her married art professor. She was convinced that they were meant to be together, that their love was special and transcend normal boundaries. She spent 2 years in a secret relationship with him, putting her life on hold, always waiting for the day he would leave his wife. But that day never came. Instead, she watched as opportunities passed her by, as her friends moved forward with their lives while she stood still, caught in the amber of impossible love. By the time she finally broke free, she felt like she had lost precious years she could never get back. Don't let yourself become another statistic, another cautionary tale. You deserve more than stolen moments and broken promises. You deserve a love that doesn't hide in the shadows, a partner who's fully available to build a life with you. Number five, moving forward, healing and growth. If you have decided to walk away from your feelings for a married person, congratulations. You have just made one of the toughest but ultimately most rewarding decisions of your life. It's like choosing to eat your vegetables instead of a whole chocolate cake. It might not feel great in the moment, but your future self will thank you. Now let's talk about how to move forward. First thing first, it's okay to grieve. Just because you're making the right decision doesn't mean it won't hurt. Allow yourself to feel that pain, but don't set up camp there. It's a visit to sadness town, not a permanent relocation. Next, cut contact if possible. Trying to stay friends right away is like trying to diet while working on a candy store. You're just setting yourself up for a failure. Give yourself time and a space to heal. Focus on self care and personal growth. Pick up a new hobby. Throw yourself into your work. Reconnect with friends you might have been neglecting. Think of it as a personal renaissance. You are not just moving on, you are leveling up. For example, consider the story of a nurse who had fallen for a married doctor. After deciding to end things, she threw herself into studying for an advanced certification. Not only did it distract her from her heartache, but it also opened a new career opportunities. What had felt like an ending became the beginning of an exciting new chapter in her life. Remember, the best revenge, not that you are seeking revenge, but you know what I mean, is living well. While the married person is still stuck in their complicated situation, you'll be out there thriving, growing, and opening yourself up to the possibility of real fulfilling relationship. And who knows, maybe someday you'll look back on this as the best mistake you never made. After all, it's not about never feeling attracted to the wrong person. It's about what you choose to do with those feelings that defines you. Falling for a married person can feel like being caught in an emotional riptide. It's strong, it's overwhelming, and if you're not careful, it can pull you under. But armed with understanding and self reflection, you can swim parallel to the shore and break free. Remember, love shouldn't come at the cost of your integrity or someone else's marriage. Real lasting happiness is found in relationship built on trust, mutual availability, and shared future, not in secret rendezvous and broken vows. You're worthy of love that doesn't need to hide. A partner who can stand beside you in the light of the day. Don't settle for the crumbs when you deserve the whole feast. Choose yourself. Choose your future. Choose the path that might be harder now but leads to true fulfillment. And remember, if you find yourself caught in this kind of situationship and need someone to talk to privately about your marriage or relationship, don't hesitate to reach out to us for relationship counseling. You can WhatsApp us anytime. We are here to help you navigate these choppy emotional waters and find your way to healthier, happier relationships. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe. We'll be tackling more complex relationship issues in future videos, providing you with the insights and advice you need to navigate the often turbulent waters of love and life. Don't become another victim of heartache. Arm yourself in knowledge and join our community of growth minded individuals. Remember, the right person for you is out there and they are not wearing someone else's ring. Stay strong to yourself and keep your heart open for the love you truly deserve. Thank you.